Hello everybody and welcome to Wrestlemania Smackdown here on Universe Mode, our final episode before Wrestlemania this next weekend. And it is time for the 24/7 championship to be on the line. Who will answer the call? What? Oh no, you have got to be kidding me. We know WrestleMania is going to go Hollywood. We saw Logan Paul win the championship this past week on Raw, and now here comes Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is here in Universe Mode, and look at the pyro. Bad Bunny, one of the most streamed musical artists in the world, and we've actually seen Bad Bunny here in Universe Mode before, all the way back at SummerSlam, where he challenged then 24/7 champion at the time, Daniel Garcia, for the championship in the kickoff show. Bad Bunny failed to win the title at SummerSlam, but it looks like we're going to get a bit of celebrity warfare here on SmackDown. Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul for the 24/7 championship. What an interesting development, as now here comes the champ. Bad Bunny looks dressed for a fight, but so is this man, Logan Paul. YouTuber, boxer, entrepreneur, everything in between. We saw Logan Paul defeat Bobby Lashley this past week on Raw to win the 24/7 championship, and only his second match in his Universe Mode career. He's now walking into his third here tonight, and his first defense of that 24/7 championship that he won. One of the most shocking upsets in Universe Mode history was when Logan Paul defeated Bobby Lashley to win the 24/7 championship. We're going to get a Hollywood megastar, whether it is the challenger Bad Bunny or the champion Logan Paul, as 24/7 champion. Logan Paul is here looking for a fight. What a way to kick off WrestleMania SmackDown. Two celebrities battling for the 24/7 title.
Introducing the challenger from Vega, Baja, Puerto Rico, weighing in at 160 pounds. He is the most streamed artist in the world, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, you know a lot of his supporters are going to be loving the fact he has a match here tonight.
Weighing in at 205 pounds, the 24/7 champion,
Logan Paul with that championship on his shoulder. He just said some very tense words to his challenger. I don't even think Logan Paul expected to be facing the most streamed artist in the world, Bad Bunny, here tonight on SmackDown. What a way to kick things off. We're going to get two celebrity crossovers into wrestling, battling it out for the 24/7 championship. This is going to be some battle, and very interesting to see who is on top. Two of the most successful celebrities in the world, Bad Bunny, Logan Paul. Oh, and look at this, Bad Bunny starting off. We haven't seen Bad Bunny. He hasn't had a televised match in Universe Mode ever since SummerSlam. It was his Universe Mode debut. This is the second Universe Mode match for Bad Bunny here tonight. And you got to think Bad Bunny has got to bring his A game if he wants to take on someone like Logan Paul, who we know has been training. He defeated a seasoned veteran in Bobby Lashley to win the championship, but right now the momentum is solely on the side of Bad Bunny. And also we're going to see our main event, Eddie Kingston, the World Heavyweight Champion, teams up with his WrestleMania opponent Ilya Dragunov to take on the reunited Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt in tag team action. We're also going to see a massive trios match as Kofi Kingston of the New Day teams with the Dudley Boys to take on the Final Testament. You saw Logan Paul, Three Amigos, Shades of Eddie Guerrero, and a kick out quickly by Bad Bunny, another Latino legend in the world, and Logan Paul probably did that just to spit in the face of Bad Bunny. We're also going to see Isla Dawn once more take on Toni Storm with massive WrestleMania implications. More on that later. We're also going to see Finn Balor issue a non-title open challenge here tonight on SmackDown. And then our final SmackDown before the Universe Mode draft. We're finally getting the one-on-one dream match as Adam Copeland, former World Heavyweight Champion, returns to SmackDown to take on his former friend Christian Cage in action one-on-one here tonight. It is going to be a great SmackDown, and Bad Bunny back in control of the matchup. And you see how athletic both competitors are. Two very dedicated performers here in professional wrestling. Logan Paul, though, the champion in this matchup, just shoving Bad Bunny away like a piece of trash. Now remember, Bad Bunny cannot win the 24/7 championship by countout or disqualification. He needs to pin or submit Logan Paul inside the ring. And Bad Bunny, I am very impressed with his showing here tonight. And Bad Bunny's do fly tope suicida to the champion Logan Paul. And did you ever think we would see these two having a one-on-one match against each other, let alone on free TV on an episode of Friday Night SmackDown? And Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, both free agents. They can go wherever they want. Bad Bunny answering the call here tonight. We do know WrestleMania is in Hollywood. WrestleMania is in Los Angeles. And it's going to be some pay-per-view. 2 nights of action. And look at Bad Bunny. Look at what he's doing. Oh, look at this. Tornado DDT to Logan. And this could be enough. But Bad Bunny believing he did not do enough. Going to the top. Into the splash. Missed. And if anyone knows what it's like about aerial maneuvers, it is the champion Logan Paul. Now going for the Irish Whip. What a match between these two to kick things off. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. And Logan Paul looking to torture Bad Bunny in when I splash middle of the ring to retain the championship here tonight. Ooh, kick out at 1 this late in the match by Mr. Bad Bunny. And now Logan Paul going to utilize his boxing experience. But look at this, Bad Bunny answering back into the code breaker. And Logan Paul busted open. That took a little bit out of Bunny as well. You could tell fatigue setting in the later stages of this matchup. Going for the nice shooting star cover. Hook of the leg. Oh, and Logan kicking out at 1 that time as well. What a opening contest between these two celebrities crossing over into professional wrestling. And these two, they deserve their flowers. Bunny probably wanted the Bunny Destroyer. Logan Paul says no. Oh, one lucky shot. Dropping Bunny down. This could be it to retain here tonight. It is. Logan Paul is still 24/7 champion here on SmackDown.
Here is your winner, and still the 24/7 champion, Logan.
An amazing opening match between these two top stars of the world. But in the end, Logan Paul, the more experienced one, getting the upper hand and winning the 24/7 championship here tonight on SmackDown. What a win for the megastar Logan Paul, still 24/7 champion. Well, we are back here live on Friday Night Smackdown. It is time for Trios Tornado Tag Team action as Kofi Kingston teaming up with the Dudley Boys, the #1 contenders, against Karrion Kross and the SmackDown Tag Team Champions AOP of the Final Testament. Of course, we do know the Dudley Boys will challenge AOP for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania, and right now it seems to be the Dudleys and Kofi in control. Of course, we know Kofi Kingston and the New Day's battles with the Final Testament. This is the first time we've seen Kofi ever since Bad Blood. Oh, and Bubba Ray Dudley flying, taking out Karrion Kross. Of course, Bad Blood was the show where the New Day lost the SmackDown Tag Team Championships to AOP, and right now Akam and Razor double teaming on Devon Dudley, and this is a great strategy for the champions to try to take out one half of the challengers en route to WrestleMania, making sure the Dudley Boys do not make it to WrestleMania, because let's be real, the Dudley Boys are a legit threat to AOP's tag team title reign. It will be AOP's first title defense of their reign since winning it at Bad Blood, and you got to think Dudley Boys multiple time tag team champions in their careers. A lot of favoritism could go to the challengers heading into that match. And of course, Kofi Kingston knows a thing or two about the Dudley Boys back when the New Day were feuding with them way back in the day. But now, of course, uniting here tonight for a common enemy. Of course, Xavier Woods and Big E of the New Day not here tonight. Kofi Kingston agreeing to step in to even the odds against Final Testament. Of course, Scarlett, Karrion Kross's valet, is also not here. You see Karrion and Bubba Ray doing battle. Devon and Kofi trying to double team on Akam, but here comes Razor from behind on Kofi Kingston. It was actually Kofi Kingston who got pinned to lose the SmackDown Tag Team Championships at Bad Blood, and you gotta think Kofi's trying to revenge that loss. Nice neckbreaker there by Bubba Ray. Both Dudley Boys now back inside the ring. Bubba Ray Dudley, also known as Bully Ray throughout his career, former Impact World Champion in TNA. Bubba Ray was a mainstay over there. And oh, Kofi Kingston going after Karrion Kross. That's got to feel good. Cover. And a kick out by Kross right there. And Devon trying to help out a brother. But, now. Taking Akam down. And right now it's the trio of Kofi and the Dudleys doing amazing here. Look at Kofi into the crossbody to Razor, and now Devon trying to deal with the leader, Karrion Kross. Been a while since we've seen Karrion in action as well. Agreeing to team up with his stablemates AOP here tonight, and we know how much devastation the Final Testament has brought the SmackDown division for the past few months now, ever since AOP burst on the scene on SmackDown way back in the beginning of Season 2, in the Season 2 premiere. AOP very dominant. Ooh, shoulder tackle there by Devon Dudley, but that just allowed Razor to try to get revenge for his leader. And Bubba Ray again tried to go for the suicide dive. Karrion Kross learned his lesson the first time, able to avoid it. Oh, and Razor taking Devon down, and you see Kofi and Akam battling it out, bringing Akam into the cover. Remember, first team who gains pinfall or submission. Look at Kofi's athleticism here. First team who gains pinfall or submission gets the victory for their team, and Kofi doing the classic boom boom chants way back in his the early days of his career. Akam now retreating to the apron. Kofi Kingston could be going for it, taking Akam down. But here comes Razor charging right at Kofi in a big slam. Meanwhile, everyone else battling it out. You see Karrion Kross. Oh, look at this. Into an ankle lock on Bubba Ray Dudley. Devon all the way over on the other side of the ring. Kofi 2-on-1 against AOP. Devon trying to even the odds. Look at this shot in the midsection. We saw this last week in a nice driver. Here's the cover. Razor doesn't realize it for the win. Oh, and that was almost it for Kofi and the Dudleys, but Razor able to come to his senses and save his partner. Here's the cover by Razor now for the win. Kick out at 1 by Devon Dudley. And it's utter chaos all around the ring here on WrestleMania SmackDown. And this is actually the first time both members of the Dudley Boys share the same ring into a matchup here on SmackDown. Now look at this, cross jacket applied to Kofi Kingston, but Bubba Ray was right there to break it up. Of course, we saw Bubba Ray and Devon in singles action. This is the first time they've teamed together in their Universe Mode run, and of course they need to get used to that because it's been a while since they've teamed together if they want to become SmackDown Tag Team Champions in Los Angeles. And now all three men targeting Razor of AOP. And Akam trying to help his partner, trying to grab on Devon Dudley. Meanwhile, Bubba has Razor where he wants him. Oh, into the pop-up cutter. But wait a minute. Karrion Kross from behind. Karrion Kross, blood all on his face in the final testaments. Karrion Kross and Akam doing good here. Kofi trying to get back in this thing, but he is all alone. Razor just throwing Kofi around like a rag doll. Oh, and Bubba Ray caught in the crosshairs. It is utter chaos, but what do you expect when the Final Testament have a match in full force? Of course, at Elimination Chamber, we saw the Final Testament against the New Day. And Akam into a nice Russian leg sweep to Bubba Ray. This could be it for the Final Testament. Here's the cover. Hook of the leg. Oh, and Bubba able to kick out. That was almost it. That's the thing. AOP have been so dominant ever since debuting here on Universe Mode. They are the current reigning and defending SmackDown Tag Team Champions, looking to defend against one of the greatest tag teams of all time in the Dudleys. And Bubba Ray into a nice facebuster. You got to think, what do the Dudleys think about the match happening later on tonight between another tag team that they used to face all the time in the past, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage going one-on-one. I bet the Dudleys are very interested in that match, but now Bubba Ray on the top rope all alone. Oh, went for the splash. Akam, oh, into a big boot. And that's, again, the dominance of AOP. More notably, Akam, who's had a lot of amazing performances. Look at this, vintage Bubba Ray. Into the elbow. Shades of Dusty Rhodes, the legendary American Dream. And now again into the cutter by Bubba Ray Dudley. This could be it for the win. Kofi stopping the Dudley boys, and Kofi Kingston with the win. And that gave the Dudleys a huge boost of momentum. The Dudley boys and Kofi Kingston with an amazing win here on Wrestlemania SmackDown. And that is the question: will the Dudley boys dethrone AOP and become only the fourth team in Universe Mode history to call themselves SmackDown Tag Team Champions? We find out at WrestleMania, but what a win for the trio of Kofi Kingston and the Dudley boys. Well, we are back here on SmackDown on what has already been a very memorable episode so far, and we're only 2 matches in, as here comes the SmackDown Women's Champion, Toni Storm.
Making her way to the ring from Auckland, New Zealand, the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Toni Storm, who has had a tremendous reign as SmackDown Women's Champion, as she is set to defend the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania against the Elimination Chamber winner, Alexa Bliss. However, here tonight, she is going one-on-one for the third time against Isla Dawn, a good friend of Alexa Bliss's, with huge WrestleMania implications if Isla Dawn is able to get the win over the SmackDown Women's Champion here tonight. And remember, Isla Dawn already owns a pinfall victory over Toni Storm. She secured that a couple weeks ago on SmackDown. And you see there Dakota Kai and Alexa Bliss joining Isla Dawn here tonight as she makes her way to the ring. And the reason why is because Dakota Kai has also had a bit of issues with the SmackDown Women's Champion Toni Storm in her own right. If Isla Dawn manages to win this match, both Isla Dawn and Dakota Kai will be at ringside in Alexa Bliss's corner in the WrestleMania SmackDown Women's Championship match. However, if the Women's Champion Toni Storm gets the win here tonight, both Isla Dawn and Dakota Kai are banned from ringside at WrestleMania. So huge WrestleMania implications in this match, because if Isla Dawn manages to get the win, Alexa Bliss will have a ton of advantage heading in to WrestleMania for her big title match. So here we go. Toni Storm versus Isla Dawn, the final match of the trilogy. Both women with a win apiece over each other. And you got to think Isla Dawn, if Toni Storm manages to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania, you got to think Isla Dawn could be owed a championship match in the future. Isla Dawn, a very talented singles competitor in her own right. We've seen during her rivalry with Alba Fire back in the early days of Universe Mode. But right now, Toni Storm, the women's champion, doing very good, and this is why she's held the title for so long. Toni Storm with a crossface applied on Isla Dawn. You see both Dakota Kai and Alexa Bliss, two women who have done battle in the past, but now finding a common enemy in Toni Storm, who has reigned on the Blue Brand's women's division for so long, ever since she really burst on the scene. And now Isla Dawn trying to get back in this matchup, but Toni Storm got right back to her feet. And that's how much punishment Toni Storm is able to withstand, and the agility as well. Toni Storm is a woman who can dish out a ton of punishment. That's why you can't let the look of Toni Storm fool you. You gotta take her seriously, because she is the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion in Universe Mode history. She's held that title ever since before Survivor Series War Games, so she's held that for a number of months now, and she is still reigning supreme across the women's division over on SmackDown, who probably has the hottest women's division in Universe Mode across both Raw and SmackDown. So Toni Storm, in order for her to be the champion this long, is very, very impressive. But right now, Isla Dawn in control of Toni Storm, and she could very well earn not one, but two pinfall victories over the current champion. And imagine how that could do for Alexa Bliss's confidence heading in to WrestleMania, where she challenges Toni Storm. She earned that right at the Elimination Chamber. Oh, and a clubbing double axe handle by Isla Dawn, taking the champion down into the cover, shoulders down, kick out, and someone introduced a kendo stick. A kendo stick inside the ring. Referee Charles Robinson notices, but look at this. Isla Dawn dropping Toni Storm into the cover for the win. Oh, and that was almost it. Isla Dawn almost took advantage, almost pinning Toni Storm yet again. And Toni Storm is vulnerable, but she's able to get the counter. Toni Storm looked down and out, but just a single clothesline, and that's enough for the champ to get some momentum in this matchup. You gotta respect what Toni Storm is doing here. And again, it looks like Toni Storm is going to be thinking about applying that crossface, and that's what she's doing yet again here in this matchup. Oh, and I believe someone's on the apron. I don't know what, but I saw the ropes move. And I think the referee is currently distracted. I don't know who it is because Isla Dawn in control. Toni Storm able to counter. Could be going for Storm Zero. Oh, didn't connect, but look at this. Oh, just how quick Toni Storm is. That is amazing that Toni Storm is able to execute right now. And now just beating down with the stomps on Isla Dawn. And looks like she could be going for Storm Zero right now. And it connects. An amazing maneuver there. Here's the cover, hook of the leg for the victory here tonight. Toni Storm with the win. Dakota Kai and Isla Dawn are banned from ringside.
Here is your winner, Toni Storm.
Toni Storm, the SmackDown Women's Champion, with the victory against Isla Dawn here tonight, which means the match will be called right down the middle. No woman with advantage. It'll be strictly 1v1. Dakota Kai and Isla Dawn banned from ringside as Alexa Bliss will challenge Toni Storm for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Which one of those two will get the victory? We find out at WrestleMania, as what a victory for the SmackDown Women's Champion, Toni Storm, heading in to WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on SmackDown, and it is time for the non-title open challenge executed by our reigning Intercontinental Champion, Finn Balor, who will defend the Intercontinental Championship against Switchblade Jay White at WrestleMania.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Judgment Day from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, the WWE Intercontinental Champion,
Finn Balor walking into WrestleMania with a huge amount of confidence. We saw Finn Balor this past Monday night on Raw as he teamed up with Judgment Day member Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley in a mixed tag team match and got the victory over their two respective challengers, Switchblade Jay White and the Women's Royal Rumble winner Trish Stratus. But here tonight, Finn Balor wants more momentum heading into his big title defense against Jay White at WrestleMania, as he has issued a non-title open challenge. Intercontinental Championship not on the line here tonight, and he is going to take on an opponent of Jay White's choosing that is not Kenny Omega. That is the stipulation. It cannot be Kenny Omega that Finn Balor faces here tonight. So who has Jay White chosen to take on Balor here tonight? Oh, who the hell is this?
from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 167 pounds, Jack Perry.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long time since we have seen this man, the scapegoat, formerly known as Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, is here on Smackdown. It has been probably over half a year that we have seen the scapegoat, Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Last time we seen him, he challenged Intercontinental Champion at the time, Xavier Woods, for the championship. And Jack Perry being accompanied by Kenny Omega and Jay White here tonight. And you gotta think Jack Perry, with the support of the club, maybe Jack Perry could be an honorary member of the group. What a way to make your return. Jungle Boy Jack Perry returning to Universe Mode in one-on-one action against Finn Balor. Here we go, and look at Jack Perry. Well, Jack Perry not messing around. You got to think he's been taking this time during his hiatus to really train for the opportunity to perform in a Universe Mode ring again. And this is the final episode of SmackDown before WrestleMania and the final SmackDown before the Universe Mode draft. And Jack Perry could be looking to impress Universe Mode higher ups because he hasn't had any opportunity to really perform in over 6 months. I don't know why. We have been told it was a bit of behavioral issues, but right now he's one-on-one against one of the greatest Universe Mode athletes in history, Finn Balor, former European champion, current Intercontinental champion. Finn Balor doing very good here against Jack Perry after Perry had a huge boost of momentum to start off the match. And I don't think Finn Balor really expected for Jack Perry to even be here, let alone be his opponent here tonight. But Finn Balor welcoming it. All went for the big drop kick. Jack Perry able to move out of the way. And of course we know the history between Jack Perry and Kenny Omega, very good friends. But Finn Balor, oh, look at this, onto the corner. And Finn Balor, ever since moving to SmackDown, winning the Intercontinental Championship all the way back at the Elimination Chamber, he's been a changed man, an honorable man, a fighting champion. Ooh, knee right there by Jack Perry. And look at this springboard Hurricane Run. A great showing by Jack Perry in his return match. Cover, hook of the leg. And that's the thing, Jack Perry, a little bit of a new look. Doesn't look that much like a boy anymore. Looks like a man. Jack Perry, a little bit of a change of attitude, a killer instinct, if you will. And that's what you need in order to gain success in Universe Mode. I mean, look at what Kenny Omega and Jay White have done since deciding to team up together. They both have their respective championship matches at WrestleMania. Here's the cover by Jay White again on Balor. Kick out of two. That was almost it for Perry. I mean, Kenny Omega will be facing Gunther for the United Kingdom Championship at WrestleMania. Jay White is going against Finn Balor. Now both men fighting on the apron, but now both men deciding to get back in the ring. Oh, a little bit of a finger poke there by Balor, probably showing off a little bit of his inner Judgment Day era heel tactics. And Balor needs something like that if he's going to face an explosive athlete like Jack Perry. And Balor, look at this. Oh, this is a move that put him on the shelf into the buckle bomb. Finn Balor digging deep, cover, and a kick out at one by Jack Perry from the buckle bomb. That's pretty shocking. But Balor is not playing around into the 1916. Connecting on Jack Perry. You see the look of disgust on the face of Omega and White. Oh, and Jack Perry able to kick out from the 1916. That was almost it from our reigning Intercontinental Champion. But here we go, quickly into the coup de grace. That is it, right to Jack Perry. Cover, hook of the leg. Finn Balor with the win here on WrestleMania SmackDown, defeating Jack Perry. It was a valiant effort for Jack Perry, returning to Universe Mode after over 6 months away. But unfortunately, he was in the ring against Finn Balor. Balor with huge amounts of momentum heading into his title defense against Switchblade Jay White at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. Can that be the sight at WrestleMania? Will Finn Balor retain the prestigious Intercontinental Championship, or will we have a new Intercontinental Champion in Switchblade Jay White? We find out on the first ever Willie Does Wrestling Universe Mode WrestleMania. What a win for our champion, Finn Balor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here once again on Smackdown, and it is time for more women's division action, as here comes the Poison Pixie, Candice LeRae, in action here tonight on Smackdown.
Is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Riverside, California,
And Candice LeRae, of course, we do know a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown, she shockingly betrayed her best friend, Indy Hartwell, in the middle of the ring. And this rivalry has been building up for weeks ever since. We know Candice LeRae will be going one-on-one against Indy Hartwell at WrestleMania. But Candice LeRae in action against this woman making waves, Fallon Henley. Of course, Fallon Henley really grateful for this opportunity. She's been earning a lot of wins in her early Universe Mode career. Of course, we know the rivalry between Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae has been shaping up, more specifically from last week when those two women were fighting on the stage, had to get security and referees to break it up. And Fallon Henley, you got to think a win for her would do huge amounts of momentum for her Universe Mode career. And of course, Candice LeRae's mind could be in more places than one. Of course, thinking about if Indy Hartwell will be looking for revenge here tonight. As we know from our sources, Indy Hartwell does not seem to be here tonight. Could be preparing for her big match against her former tag team partner at WrestleMania. And I had the opportunity to speak to Candice LeRae before the big match, before her matchup here tonight, and she said that the reason why she betrayed Indy Hartwell was because she felt like Indy was holding her down. Sure, Candice LeRae has had an opportunity in the past for the SmackDown Women's Championship, but she felt like Indy Hartwell, I mean, you know, carrying all that dead weight was really not doing much for her career, and she felt like she needed to show the world that she doesn't need anyone to gain success. And look at that, Fallon Henley and Candice LeRae were doing a little bit of back and forth. And of course, Fallon Henley, a good friend with Indy Hartwell, dating back from their days on NXT 2.0. And of course, you know, Candice LeRae, former member of NXT as well, the wife of former Raw Tag Team Champion Johnny Gargano, who we saw this past week try to become a two-time Tag Team Champion alongside Tommaso Ciampa, but that ladder match was won by the new Raw Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. And look at this. Candice LeRae into a spiking tornado DDT to Fallon Henley all the way across the ring. Cover, hook of the leg, and oh, it was too early. Fallon able to kick out. Now, of course, Candice LeRae, you got to think she's very happy that she has a match on the show of shows, WrestleMania, because her Universe Mode resume really hasn't shown a whole lot for this young woman. You got to think a win at WrestleMania would really put Candice in the top spot for Women's Championship contention, whether she ends up staying on SmackDown or moving over to Monday Night Raw. A lot of people could very well see a lot of value in Candice LeRae. Either Willie Does Wrestling or Wolf Ferris could keep her on his show in the blue brand. And Candice LeRae trying to batter down Fallon Henley in this one-on-one matchup. And of course, later on tonight, we're also going to see Jey Uso, the #1 contender for the Hardcore Championship, team up with his cousin, the Samoan Werewolf Jacob Fatu, to take on the Hardcore Champion Wardlow and the Indestructible Roosh. So that is going to be an amazing tag team matchup. And of course, the aforementioned Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland in our main event. Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov taking on the team of the reunited new Wyatt family, one night only, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. That's going to be a big test to really test whether or not Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov are able to coexist before the big world title match at WrestleMania. And Candice went for a big axe handle from the apron. Fallon Henley was trying to hit some shots, but of course the experience of Candice LeRae coming into effect. She's toured around the indies before signing with WWE, and Candice has really struggled to find her place. Oh, big bulldog onto the outside, and you gotta think that could be a concussion for Miss Candice LeRae. And of course, Fallon Henley taking full advantage, as she should. Great instinct by this woman into a nice elbow drop to the back. Meanwhile, Candice able to get back to her feet very quickly, and a massive drop kick. You got to think, what is Indy Hartwell? You got to think she's watching this matchup right now, and she's got to steady her tag team partner. Sure, she's toured with Candice LeRae around the world, but it's different from when she's your teammate than when she's your opponent. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. It's one of the most oldest sayings in the book. But Indy Hartwell was not thinking what Candice LeRae was going to do. She put too much trust in Candice, and then almost a month ago on SmackDown, it all blew back on her face. And Candice LeRae, a huge killer instinct, wanting to prove she's the best, wanting some wins, thinking that people on SmackDown haven't been taking her too seriously. Oh, God! What the hell was that? A senton to the back. Cover, hook of the leg. Candice LeRae with the win. Oh, my God. What a win. Oh, my God. That's Indy Hartwell's music. Candice LeRae facing the ramp. Are we going to get another confrontation? Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell from behind, finally getting her revenge for that attack by Candice LeRae. And Indy Hartwell is pissed. She is incensed. And Indy Hartwell sending one hell of a message heading into WrestleMania, as Indy Hartwell viciously attacking Candice LeRae after the betrayal. Indy Hartwell finally showing that she does have her own killer instinct, and she is ready for this matchup as former friends will go to battle. Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae one-on-one at WrestleMania. Which one of these two former friends are the better woman? We are going to find out at the show of shows. Well, it is time for some tag team action here on SmackDown, as here comes a man who made his Universe Mode debut last week.
Team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Pacific Islands, weighing in at 300 pounds, Jacob
The Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu, the cousin of main event Jey Uso, member of the legendary Anawahi Wrestling Dynasty, made his SmackDown debut in the main event of last week's SmackDown, where he got the victory over the reigning and defending hardcore champion Wardlow. Of course, Jacob's cousin, main event Jey Uso, his tag team partner here tonight, will be facing Wardlow for the Hardcore Championship at WrestleMania. And Jacob Fatu, what a big enforcer to have on your side when you are going to take on a big man of his own right, the Hardcore Champion Wardlow. And Jacob Fatu looking to help out family as he has burst on the scene on SmackDown. As here comes the former longest reigning champions in Universe Mode history, the Usos, heading to the ring for this matchup, as Jey Uso will be in action. Jimmy will be in his corner.
accompanied by Jimmy Uso, representing the Usos from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds. Main event,
Jey Uso defeated Roosh to become the #1 contender for the Hardcore Championship at WrestleMania. And Jey Uso, this is a massive opportunity for him to win his first piece of singles championship gold heading into WrestleMania, of course, with the support of his cousin Jacob Fatu and older brother Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso feels on top of the world, but this is going to be his opponent at WrestleMania, the first ever World Heavyweight Champion in Universe Mode history, and the current and longest reigning Hardcore Champion, Wardlow, Mr. Mayhem, is here.
and from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 277 pounds, the Hardcore Champion,
Wardlow is one hell of a dominating athlete, and he had a very rough night last week when he lost to the debuting Jacob Fatu. But Wardlow has told our sources that he is ready this time. He has studied a lot of Jacob Fatu's tapes from MLW and everywhere around the world in the independent wrestling circuit. Wardlow believes he and his tag team partner Roosh are ready to take out the Anawahi Samoan Dynasty here tonight on WrestleMania SmackDown, as Wardlow is looking to earn some momentum heading into his huge title defense against Jey Uso at WrestleMania. As Wardlow with that championship in his hand, he has held that title for so long. As here comes the indestructible Roosh.
Mexico, weighing in at 210 pounds, Rush.
And of course, Roosh thought he was going to be the one to challenge Wardlow for the Hardcore Championship at WrestleMania. However, ever since his loss against main event Jey Uso a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown, Roosh has made it his mission to dismantle Jey Uso for taking his big WrestleMania moment away from him. You got to think Roosh is very, very deeply disappointed that he will not be competing on the biggest show in Universe Mode history. And Roosh, even though he wanted to be Wardlow's opponent at WrestleMania, he ended up becoming Wardlow's equalizer against the Samoan dynasty. You know what they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and Roosh and Wardlow are very big examples of that old saying. And right now, Roosh and Wardlow team up one more time to take on Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso. This is going to be one hell of a colossal clash. This is only the second time in Universe Mode history that Wardlow and Roosh are tag team partners. Last time they were, it was against Jimmy and Jey the Usos, and Wardlow and Roosh actually managed to get the victory. So they are 1-0 as a team here in Universe Mode, but now they are dealing with the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. This is very different. Jacob Fatu is a lot like Wardlow. However, Wardlow, like we said, he studied Jacob Fatu's independent wrestling matches, seen what makes him tick, what he's all about, and Wardlow definitely showing us that he was not lying. Wardlow is really showing us that he knows what makes Jacob Fatu tick. And you got to think Roosh was probably sent to do the same thing as well. Oh, but look at this, the little bit of hesitation, and now the werewolf is all over Roosh as Jacob Fatu is showing us his vintage dominance. And you see there, main event, Jey Uso. Of course, he's had a lot of partners in the last few months. You got to think, what does Jimmy Uso think? Of course, yes, sure, you're supportive of your brother, but you have been the longest reigning champion in Universe Mode history as well. You are not competing on the show of shows, but your brother is. I mean, sure, Jimmy Uso could be fine with sitting on the sidelines, but you got to think maybe a little bit of a natural sibling jealousy is coming into effect on Jimmy Uso. And now Jay's in here bringing in your cousin Jacob Fatu to team up against this colossal team of Wardlow and Roosh, and not you. That has got to be a little bit upsetting for Jimmy Uso, but you never know what's really going on in the Anoa'i family. They're always about respect, always about family, and you never know what is going through the mind of Jimmy Uso. I mean, he could just be happy for his brother. And look at this, Wardlow, speaking of Jay, going after his WrestleMania opponent en route to WrestleMania. Wardlow just looking to get some cheap shots in before the big title clash, the 10 beats of the Battering. And so, and Jacob Fatu looking to play, can play at that game, going for the powerbomb, but Roosh actually able to counter that. Oh, but Wardlow tried to take advantage of the distraction, but Jacob Fatu just coming right for him instead. Jacob Fatu, if at first you don't succeed, try again. But now Wardlow, I just realized I'm saying a lot of old sayings tonight, and I did not even mean that. And Wardlow with a power bomb onto the apron to Jacob Fatu, count of 6 by the referee. These two men need to get back inside the ring. It is still Jacob Fatu and Wardlow, the two legal men. Jacob Fatu threw Roosh into the steel ring steps, and again, for the second time, Wardlow utilizing the 10 beats of the Battering on main event Jey Uso. And you gotta think, Wardlow, this is just to really show who's boss, who is the champion, who has held the belt for so long. Wardlow won the Hardcore Championship in a triple threat match against Bray Wyatt and the current World Heavyweight Champion Eddie Kingston in a triple threat match to win that championship. He's held it very proudly ever since. And Wardlow now in control in this tag team match. And I think Jimmy Uso removed the buckle pad into the corner of the Anoa'i family. And look at this. Now Jay's legal. And Wardlow realizing that, trying to get a cheap shot in. Look at this showdown between champion and challenger. And now Jay getting a shot in, getting his revenge. Jey Uso wearing the We the One shirt in support of the Bloodline. Of course, I don't even think Jimmy knew that Jacob Fatu was going to support his cousin Jey Uso in this rivalry against Mr. Mayhem Wardlow. And now look at this. Jey Uso looking to show that he is not just some tag team bitch, that he is his own man as well, and he's a man who could very well be our next hardcore champion here on Universe Mode. And Jey Uso, look at this, just chopping down the champion, and now really showing the world who's boss. Can you imagine the Cinderella story if Jey Uso manages to become hardcore champion at WrestleMania? That would be amazing for his family to see him win singles gold. Ooh, into a nice athletic maneuver there by Jey Uso. Roosh has not been legal in this matchup yet. And Uso taunting the fans in attendance, trying to get the support. And Wardlow sending Jey into the corner and now just mocking. Oh, look at this, Jimmy. Jimmy distracting Wardlow. And Jey taking advantage thanks to his brother. And what's that about jealousy? It seems like Jimmy all the more willing to help his younger brother out. And Wardlow, he doesn't realize Jey was throwing the ones up. And now Roosh is legal in this matchup finally. Oh, and that's a lie. Roosh was legal earlier on in the matchup. Not finally. Roosh was in there only for a brief moment though. And Roosh, of course, who could forget his legendary rivalry with Bandito over on AEW. Bandito is a current member of the Monday Night Raw roster. We haven't seen a whole lot of Bandito for quite some time. And now Roosh, look at this. Oh, into a suplex into the corner to main event Jey Uso cover. And again, a kick out by Uso, the #1 contender for the Hardcore Championship. And this is why Roosh has such a big issue with Jey Uso, because Roosh believes that he deserved the opportunity a lot more than Jey Uso. Because Roosh and Wardlow, that would be a money match. Big, meaty men slapping meat for the Hardcore Championship. However, instead we're getting Jey Uso versus Wardlow, and Jey showing the world why he is indeed the #1 contender. Look at this, a tag to his cousin. Oh, we're going to see some Anawaki chemistry right here into the pop-up Samoan drop by Fatu. And look at Jacob Fatu, only his second match in his Universe Mode career. This man is going to be quite a game changer in Universe Mode. Look at Jacob Fatu, a man his size. And Jacob Fatu doing amazing. What a pickup by Friday Night Smackdown. And look at this, now going after his cousin's Mania opponent. Into, the back first onto the apron. And realizing Roosh is back in the ring, Roosh taunting Jacob Fatu. Look at this, pop-up Samoan drop. This was the move that defeated Wardlow last week. Cover, hook of the leg. And almost earned the Anawahi family the win. But Jacob Fatu, if we know anything about him, he is always willing to dish out more punishment. Look at this, going for a massive maneuver here. What's he thinking? Roosh able to counter into the chop block. Very good agility there and creative prowess there by the indestructible Roosh. And Roosh, a little bit of a change of attitude ever since failing to become the #1 contender. And now Roosh into the cover. Hook of the leg on Fatu. Ooh, that was almost it from that big suplex. Almost earned Wardlow and Roosh a second tag team victory. And again, Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso getting involved in looking for a bear hug maneuver. But Roosh able to counter. Jacob Fatu tried to take advantage of the distraction by Jimmy, and it backfired in a big way. You gotta think Jimmy Uso sharing a little look of embarrassment that Jacob Fatu was not able to take advantage. A Hurricane Rana stealing a page of Wardlow's playbook right in his face as well. That's gotta hurt the ego of our reigning and defending hardcore champion. Look at this, Jacob Fatu into the Boston Crab, middle of the ring. Could make our champion tap. No, Wardlow able to get out of it. We still have 2 more matches still to go on our show. What a tag team match, however, and we got a tag team main event as well here on SmackDown. But Jacob Fatu, look at this man. Oh, just taking the hardcore champion down. Wardlow not looking very good here. Only 5 men have called themselves hardcore champion in Universe Mode history. Ilya Dragunov, J.D. McDonough, Dijak, Bray Wyatt, and Wardlow. Can Jey Uso be the 6th hardcore champion in Universe Mode history? We will find out at WrestleMania, or Wardlow's historic reign could continue. As now Roosh Legal yet again on main event Jey Uso. A very hot rivalry that's been going on. Oh no, Roosh. Oh god. Oh my goodness. This is what we mean. This is stuff that the Roosh we know would not want to do, and Roosh was willing to help the LWO against the House of Black in late stages of season 1, but Roosh doesn't give a damn. He's fighting for himself here. Into a submission. Jey Uso able to get out of it. And Jey now into a suplex, connects on Roosh. And he doesn't realize Wardlow is legal. Oh, super kick. Yes, he did. Jey was playing possum, but Wardlow able to hit a creative counter of his own right. Try to go for the super kick. It did not leave Wardlow down for long. And this is what Jay's going to have to deal with at Mania. Oh, the last ride. He felt the effects. Cover. Oh, and Jacob Fatu saving his cousin. And if Wardlow hits that at WrestleMania, I don't think we're going to get a breakup. We're going to get a 1, 2, 3, and Wardlow can retain the Hardcore Championship. He is definitely the odds-on favorite to win at WrestleMania, and Jey knows he is the underdog. Jey is not really expected to become the new champion, but stranger things have happened. And again, 3rd time, Jimmy Uso getting himself involved. Jacob Fatu takes advantage this time in the Samoan drop. Cover, hook of the leg. No! Roosh kicked out. That was almost it for the end. Why family super kick? And Jacob Fatu into the moonsault, connects into the cover, hook of the leg, and again Roosh kicked out. I cannot believe this. Wardlow wasn't even trying to break out the covers. First the pop-up Samoan drop, then the super kick. Ooh, great move there by Roosh. But nothing Jacob Fatu was able to hit, was able to put down Roosh. Like we said, he is indestructible. And another super kick. Jacob Fatu's trying to do everything. He has to really dig down deep in his arsenal. Pile driver to Roosh. You have got to be kidding me. And that has left Roosh very much stunned, though he is still able to get back to his feet with the help of the corner. And Jey Uso again legal. Oh no, he's got the... Oh god, now to the knee. Picking apart the body of Roosh here tonight. And what a tag team match this has been here on WrestleMania SmackDown. And Jacob Fatu, this is only his 2nd match of his Universe Mode career. And Jacob looking like a seasoned vet in that ring. He already owns a pinfall victory over the Hardcore Champion Wardlow. And yet again, Jimmy Uso. And Jacob Fatu yet again just throwing Roosh. And this is what we say. Blood is thicker than water. The family always willing to stick together. And for the 2nd time, Jacob Fatu connects the moonsault. Can this be it for the win? Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso get the win here on SmackDown. Jacob Fatu 2-0 in his Universe Mode career as he and his cousin, the Hardcore Championship #1 contender Jey Uso, got the victory in this tag team match here on SmackDown. What a win for the Anoa'i family, and can Jey Uso overcome the odds and shock the world by becoming the brand new Hardcore Champion at WrestleMania as he takes on the reigning and defending champion Wardlow? We find out at WrestleMania. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our co-main event of the evening, as here comes the Patriarch.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 227 pounds, Christian.
And of course, Christian Cage, for the past couple of weeks, has had this just all of a sudden change of attitude. He's been very frustrated with the way he's been booked over on Friday Night SmackDown and the way that his Universe career has been going, with a huge amount of losses in his Universe Mode resume. Of course, he's then began shunning the entire Universe Mode fan base, every single one of its wrestlers, and one such man, one such legend has taken offense to that being The Undertaker, letting him know that he wants Christian Cage at WrestleMania, and it has just been made official that Christian Cage and The Undertaker will do battle at WrestleMania in the second ever coffin match in Universe Mode history. Christian Cage, you gotta think, is, well, when he heads to the ring, he seems very confident, but you gotta think in Christian's mind, he's panicking, and I don't blame him one bit. But here tonight, on the final episode of SmackDown, heading in to WrestleMania, he will take on his former tag team partner, Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland, the man formerly known as Edge, former World Heavyweight Champion here on Universe Mode, has also been vocal on his offense for Christian Cage's take on legends. When Christian called himself the greatest legend in professional wrestling history, Edge has done a lot for the professional wrestling business, multiple-time world champion, and has been a part of some of the most legendary moments in professional wrestling history. Adam Copeland, you know, there was a time, especially here in Universe Mode, where Adam Copeland was always willing to defend Christian Cage, most notably during Adam Copeland's rivalry with Karrion Kross in the later stages of Season 1. But now Adam Copeland says, fine, man, this could be the last time we're ever on the same show together. How about I show you a thing or two about respect How about at WrestleMania Smackdown, I go one-on-one with you before The Undertaker decimates you at WrestleMania? Christian Cage agrees, and these two brothers, these two friends, finally crossing paths in a universe mode ring one-on-one. And Adam Copeland right now is in control in the early stages. Of course, the last time we've really seen Adam Copeland in universe mode, he teamed up with the undisputed WWE champion Drew McIntyre at Bad Blood to take on the Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. Right now, Christian Cage onto the... Oh my god, no. Oh my god, a pile driver. What the hell is Christian Cage thinking? We know Adam Copeland's history with neck injuries. That was what forced him to retire for almost 11 years. And Christian Cage just hit a fucking pile driver on the former world champion. Christian Cage, this guy was your best friend of over 40 years. This guy was your brother. This guy, you guys went into the wrestling business together, but Christian Cage doesn't give a damn. This new change of attitudes made him power hungry. But Adam Copeland still able to move, still able to walk. After that huge pile driver, now looking to make Christian pay. You gotta think The Undertaker's somewhere loving this as Adam Copeland now back in control of this one-on-one matchup. And that's the thing, in this stage of Adam Copeland's career, he cannot wrestle every single week because of risk of injuries like that. And that was just a big case in point of why Adam Copeland does not wrestle every single week here on SmackDown. But Adam Copeland knows that this could be the last time he ever competes on Friday Night SmackDown, because he could go over to Raw in the Universe Mode draft. The same can be said for Christian Cage. We have heard from Universe Mode sources that Monday Night Raw sees a lot in both Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on SmackDown. We are in the middle of a big dream match between Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. A blood feud between these two as Christian Cage prepares for a clash with The Undertaker at Universe Mode WrestleMania. But Adam Copeland looking to teach Christian Cage a thing or two about respect, because Christian Cage has been on record disrespecting Hall of Famers, disrespecting legends over the past few weeks here on Universe Mode, as now Christian Cage is in control. And before we took a little bit of a break, Christian Cage hit a wicked pile driver on the former world champion Adam Copeland on the floor. And Adam Copeland, I think, is feeling the long-term effects. Oh, but Adam Copeland tried to throw Christian Cage into the steel steps. Christian able to stop himself. And look at this, Christian Cage springboard drop kick to his former friend. And here's the cover by Christian Cage, cover hook of the leg. And of course, these two former best friends, former tag team partners, former brothers that were willing to go to the ends of the earth. Copacution. Christian hitting Adam Copeland with his own move. Kick out by Adam. If anyone knows how to get out of that move, it is indeed the man who executes it all the time, Adam Copeland. And right now, you got to think Christian Cage looking down at his fallen brother. This guy feeling power hungry because Christian Cage has suffered a crap ton of losses, more losses than anyone. As I apologize for the constant breaks. Look at this. Reverse DDT by Christian Cage. We're in the middle of a blood feud between Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. And Christian Cage could be looking for a biggest win of his career. Oh, and Adam Copeland. You gotta think, of course, earlier on in the match, Christian Cage hit a huge pile driver on the former world champion Adam Copeland. And Christian Cage has really been in control ever since. Oh no, and now the ultimate sign of disrespect, the spear. A move that Adam Copeland made famous. Cover, hook of the leg. Christian Cage has just defeated Adam Copeland. You have got to be kidding me. Christian Cage with a big win. Oh no. Oh my God, The Undertaker is here. Christian Cage just realized it. Undertaker's here. And Christian Cage getting the hell out of there. Save it for WrestleMania. And The Undertaker is done playing around, as this stage is set for WrestleMania, as Christian Cage is set to do battle with The Undertaker in a coffin match at WrestleMania. And this is going to be one hell of an epic clash, as The Undertaker not backing down to the Patriarch. As I apologize for the long break, as it is time for our main event of the evening of WrestleMania Smackdown, and it is time for tag team action, as here comes the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, the first ever hardcore champion in Universe Mode history. Ilya Dragunov is here.
Is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds,
Ilya Dragunov won a 6-man elimination 6-pack challenge in order to become the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. He will challenge Eddie Kingston for the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. Ilya Dragunov is a WrestleMania main eventer, and you can see the look on his eyes throughout the entire build to WrestleMania. However, both Ilya Dragunov and Eddie Kingston have shown each other mutual respect. They care about who the better wrestler is. And here tonight, even despite the fact that we are only a few short days away from seeing these two square off for the World Heavyweight Championship, they are still deciding to team together against common enemies in Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, as here comes the reigning and defending World Champion Eddie Kingston making his way to the ring.
and his partner from Yonkers, New York, weighing in at 247 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, Eddie Kingston.
And Eddie Kingston won the World Heavyweight Championship from Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. He has held that World Championship ever since, getting very close to becoming the longest reigning World Heavyweight Champion in Universe Mode history. However, there is a chance for Ilya Dragunov to take that title away from him before Eddie could break that record. And fun fact, Eddie Kingston will be making his first title defense of his reign at WrestleMania against Ilya Dragunov. It has been so long, but Eddie finally putting that title on the line. He did take a lot of time away. However, here comes a man that both Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov know all too well, the former hardcore champion in Universe Mode history. It is the Eater of Worlds, the late great Bray Wyatt, making his way to the ring. And of course, Bray Wyatt felt like he deserved to go to WrestleMania and challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who could forget, at the Bad Blood Premium Live event, Bray Wyatt teamed up with his brother, Uncle Howdy, to take on the team of Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov. If Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy managed to win that match, Bray Wyatt would have been added to that match, and the triple threat, and the world title match at WrestleMania would have become a triple threat. Would you imagine how wicked that match would have been if it was a triple threat main event of WrestleMania Night 1 for the World Heavyweight Championship? Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy failed to get the win, and Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov's match at WrestleMania remain 1-on-1. Bray Wyatt has held a grudge against both Eddie and Ilya ever since. Bray Wyatt believed he deserved to qualify and go to WrestleMania because he was screwed out of qualifying for the six-pack challenge at Elimination Chamber because he lost against main event Jey Uso by countout. If Bray Wyatt said if he would have made it to Elimination Chamber, he would have won the six-pack challenge and would have faced his old rival Eddie Kingston one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. And now Bray Wyatt reuniting with his former disciple of the Wyatt family many moons ago, the Viper Randy Orton, in order to take out both Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov on the final stop to WrestleMania. Here tonight on WrestleMania Smackdown, Bray Wyatt is back. Bray Wyatt, a man who is so sadistic, has gone through many phases, many faces. Bray Wyatt is a man not to be trusted, but so is this man, and that's why this team works all too well. The Viper, the Apex Predator, Randy Orton is here.
Representing Evolution from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 275 pounds, the Viper,
Randy Orton, of course, a couple of weeks ago went one-on-one against both Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov in respective matches in respective weeks. Randy Orton was actually able to get the victory over Ilya Dragunov, but Eddie Kingston was able to get the win over Randy Orton. Randy Orton, a lot like Bray Wyatt, believed he should have been added to the World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania because of everything Randy Orton has contributed to the wrestling business. Randy Orton wasn't even given the opportunity to qualify for the six-pack challenge at Elimination Chamber. Randy Orton believing he is becoming too overlooked here on SmackDown. Bray Wyatt believing the same, as these two former brothers find themselves in the same path again, as for the first time ever in Universe Mode history, and possibly the only time, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt find themselves back on the same page. And that is a scary group, a scary test for Ilya Dragunov and Eddie Kingston to face. The new Wyatt family reunite to take on Ilya Dragunov and Eddie Kingston. And Ilya Dragunov starting off the match against Bray Wyatt. Look at this intensity by Ilya to start off the match. Cover, hook of the leg. These two former hardcore champions. Ilya Dragunov was actually the first ever champion in Universe Mode history. Bray Wyatt at one time was the longest reigning champion before that reign was overtaken by his successor Wardlow. And now Bray Wyatt, look at this. The brutal headbutts. And you want to talk about intensity, Bray Wyatt also personifies that, choking the life out of Ilya Dragunov. Bray Wyatt is keeping all that pent-up frustration from the Bad Blood PLE, where he and Uncle Howdy failed to get the win over Dragunov and Kingston. And now Randy Orton legal, the Legend Killer, now known as the Legend, one of the greatest of all time. Oh, Randy Orton is sadistic as they come. Here is the cover on Dragunov, kick out. And that's the thing, Randy Orton believing he deserves a world title shot because of everything he did. Oh, nice clothesline there by Dragunov. And that gave him the opportunity he needed to tag in the world champion. And Randy Orton very pissed at Eddie Kingston. These two have done battle a couple of times in Universe Mode now find themselves in tag team competition against each other. And Randy Orton just stomping on the hand of Eddie Kingston, and that's very good strategy. So Randy Orton won't hit the, so Eddie Kingston won't hit the spinning back fist. And now Wyatt once again legal into the vicious Lou Thesz press. And these two have done battle many times Kingston and Wyatt. Nice knee there by the champion. Oh! And Eddie Kingston, a former 24/7 champion, now the top guy of SmackDown. One of the biggest meteoric rises. Oh, wait a minute. Kingston wanted a big elbow, but Wyatt able to eat it and then hit a blow of his own, and now Wyatt in complete control. Covered by the former hardcore champion for the win. Kick out. That's the thing. Bray Wyatt believing he deserves to move up to the next level. Believes he deserved to have an opportunity to call himself World Heavyweight Champion. To be the top guy of the blue brand. And Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, these two sadistic SOBs, in control of the world champion. And Eddie Kingston trying to fight back. Eddie Kingston and Bray Wyatt have done battle many times before. They've even fought backstage against each other on occasions. But these guys just writing another chapter. God, a big kick by Kingston on a Wyatt, taking him down. And now Kingston sending Wyatt into the corner. Could we see a double team between champion and challenger? That's the thing when it all comes down to it. It's all about respect until that bell rings in Los Angeles in the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. Randy Orton breaking up that cover could have been it for Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov. And that's the thing. These two on the same page. These guys know that these guys have tremendous respect for one another. But however, it's all about who the better man is when that bell rings at WrestleMania. Will Eddie Kingston retain the championship, or will Ilya Dragunov have a great culmination to a Cinderella story by winning the world title at WrestleMania and issuing in a new era in SmackDown? Being the standard bearer, being the face of SmackDown, being the face of Universe Mode, basically. Ilya Dragunov has a chance to become that face. Oh my God, and a vicious knee to Wyatt. Great fighting style by the challenger. Cover. Hook of the leg. Almost got the win for his team here in the main event of WrestleMania SmackDown. That's the thing too. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt both pissed that they are off the WrestleMania card. They're not competing in the show of shows despite everything both men have contributed in Universe Mode. More specifically, Bray Wyatt, who had a tremendous run as hardcore champion. He can't believe he's not going to WrestleMania. He doesn't have a match. He doesn't have an opponent. Randy Orton, who is a part of a tremendous rivalry with the House of Black, former member of the AEW roster. And Randy Orton believing he is overlooked, believing he is underappreciated, doesn't have an opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship. Randy Orton now going to take it out on the current champion, Eddie Kingston. Oh, and Dragunov wanted a shot on Bray Wyatt. Wyatt able to counter, but Dragunov still able to knock Bray off the apron. Eddie Kingston and Randy Orton doing battle on the other side of the ring. Meanwhile, Ilya Dragunov on the top into the elbow connects. Meanwhile, Randy Orton charging right at Dragunov and Ilya going at it. And look at Eddie Kingston. And again, this is the chemistry between these two men. Or maybe these two men just want each other at their best. Oh God, Kingston almost sent right into Dragunov as Orton knocked him off the apron. Right now, it's currently 2-on-1 for Dragunov. Kingston's taken out. Torpedo Moscow to Randy Orton. This is it for the win here on SmackDown. No. The Torpedo Moscow out of nowhere. And wait a minute. Randy Orton roll through into the cover. Shoulders down, kick out. And what do you think the future could be for both Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt if they manage to take out basically the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania, the tag team of champion and challenger Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov? What would that mean? Would they be added to the match of WrestleMania? Would it be last minute a fatal 4-way for the World Heavyweight Championship? Or will it just be bragging rights for Bray and Randy? We don't know. Oh, and Bray with a little bit of a cheap shot. Oh, but Dragunov still able to fight back, still getting this matchup. Oh, big uppercut by the veteran. And tag to Bray Wyatt, but he doesn't realize Dragunov's also crawling, tagging in Eddie Kingston. And Eddie now legal, thanks to that hot tag. Charles Robinson in the way, and Eddie Kingston basically having to improvise there because Charles Robinson was basically on the turnbuckle. And Kingston just the ground and pound strikes in our main event. And Kingston feeling fired up. He knows he's going to be defending his World Heavyweight Championship in the main event of WrestleMania. And this is the final show before WrestleMania Night 1. So Kingston is very hyped to be in that main event against someone he deeply respects in Ilya Dragunov. Meanwhile, oh, look at this. Eddie Kingston with Randy Orton. The 10 beats of the veteran. Eddie Kingston just beating up the Apex Predator. And, well, went for a suicide dive. Wyatt back inside the ring. Knocked Kingston a little bit off guard into the power slam. Great power on display by Bray Wyatt. Oh, look at this. Orton's taken out. Kingston into the power bomb. Stacks up his old rival. Cover. Hook of the leg. Wyatt. And Orton breaking it up at the last moment. And Kingston's pissed. Super kick to Orton. Orton is down. And Kingston looking to take advantage. But Wyatt, thanks to that attack on Orton, was able to recover. And that was why Randy Orton stuck around, was to distract himself for his former leader, Bray Wyatt. First time they've ever teamed together in universe mode. And Wyatt now the Mandible Claw to the world champion. Mandible Claw's in, but now it's Ilya sticking up for his partner and his WrestleMania opponent. Now a tag to the Viper. These two former tag team champions together. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, a dream team from hell. And Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, a shared frustration between these two men because they don't get opportunities at WrestleMania for the world title. And a big punch there by Kingston. What a tag team match here tonight in our main event. Oh! Big kick by the World Heavyweight Champion. Knew Orton was going to get back to his feet. Kingston continuing his intensity. That's the thing. Kingston and Dragunov, two intense talents. Oh, wait a minute. And this is the move that he used on McIntyre to win the world title. Into the submission. Orton might have to tap. Oh, look at this. Oh, Vicious needs to get out of that predicament. Shots by Randy Orton now. And his vintage Luthez press. That was the move Kingston hit on Drew McIntyre to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And Orton went for the cover. The world champ able to kick out. Still a little bit fresh in this matchup despite how long this match has been. And Bray Wyatt with a clothesline to Eddie Kingston. And Kingston trying to crawl, and Dragunov is right there. And Dragunov trying to get in this match, but Bray DDT planting Dragunov. Dragunov back in the ring. Oh, big kick. Stunning Bray Wyatt. And Ilya Dragunov tope suicida. That is the man who could very well become our next World Heavyweight Champion. God, he went for another senton. Wyatt able to counter, and now making Dragunov pay. God damn. Gut first into the floor, and Bray Wyatt loving every minute of this. Getting back in the ring. This is our main event. Look at the blood on the face of Bray Wyatt. That was because of everything he's been through, all the punishment he has sustained in this match. Oh, Dragunov went to take out Randy Orton. Orton able to counter. Wyatt took out the world champ Eddie Kingston. And Dragunov continuing his intensity. The elbows. And now Dragunov, look at the power power. Oh, God, did you see the way Wyatt landed? Cover, hook of the leg, and Orton again, saving his former leader, Bray Wyatt. And now you can see the frustration by Dragunov just taking Randy down. And Dragunov could take advantage of this opportunity. Oh, and look at this. Oh, and wanted a double team. Wyatt, Sister Abigail. That could have been the weakness, but Kingston was right there to break it up for his team. Dragunov planted with the Sister Abigail, and now the Mandible Claw. The Mandible Claw connects, and Dragunov is out. Cover on Dragunov. Wyatt and Orton got the win. What the hell?
Here are your winners, the team of Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton.
We thought that Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov were on the same page. However, this reunited team of Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton got a shocking upset win on the final show before WrestleMania. Maybe a little bit of weakness in the tag team chemistry between Eddie Kingston and Ilya Dragunov. We will try to find out what this win will mean for WrestleMania implications. However, as of right now, the World Heavyweight Championship is scheduled to remain one-on-one, as Eddie Kingston will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Ilya Dragunov in the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the final episode of Smackdown before the show of shows, WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the first ever WrestleMania in Universe Mode history. You do not want to miss it. Be sure to be on the lookout for when WrestleMania Night 1 and when WrestleMania Night 2 releases. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. Be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn post notifications on, so that way you never miss an upload. And until next time, this has been your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. I will see you in the next video. Be good, people, and peace.